The city is crammed of memories and nostalgias that are my own and not my own. The bus route straight up Broadway, the sweet screech orchestras of summer cicadas, the low-stakes quality of its place in the world. I returned here from Detroit because my heart was shattered. And it was like there was nothing else in the world for me to do and nowhere to go except maybe to Tucson, the one place I swore I'd never return. It's inviting when you're broken. You're getting by on longing like anything informed by potent boyhood memories and distance, all hollowed and womb-like, the end of the world.
I began my day like this. I get up, set this, like this. Then this is a 3-ply sock. It's like 3 socks in one. Put this on. And then I sit here for a little while, then I go to dialysis. And then I go sit at dialysis for 4 hours, get pinched in the arm. Kidney-wise, I'm down to 1 kidney, and the other one's just a dead organ in my body, basically. That's all it really is. I don't want to get a transplant because I smoke. And they said I gotta stop smoking if I want to get a transplant. I got my medical card because I'm always in a lot of pain through my legs, my back, my kidneys. I got a shot right here in the stomach. I was selling in the wrong neighborhood, and some guy seen me and he was at the bus stop and he was from that neighborhood. And he was like, hey, man, what are you doing, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, man, I'm just trying to make money. I started talking shit back to him, and I was like, man, fuck that. I was like, what's up, Bob? And he like pulled out a gun, shot me, bam, right there in the stomach. And I ran all the way home. You can actually smell your meat cooking. The flesh, you can actually smell it cooking after you sit there and you like look at it and you're like, oh, fuck, you can smell it cooking. My tattoos are all, some of them mean something, like the roses are from my mom. But this piece is from prison where I was bored and I wanted a tattoo in prison, so I was like, let's get one. And the dude who did it, you know, he did everything the way I drew it out and everything. But when he got done, he goes, hey, man. I was like, how much I owe you? He goes, nothing. I was like, why? He's like, this is my first tattoo ever in my life. So I was like, wow, you did a pretty good job, but thanks, like, for not telling me. I got that one done. It says Dreezy, which is an ex of mine. Should have never got it. And then I have the one on my chest. And that's for my dad. When he passed away, that's what it's down here, and then the feathers for him. He was in Vietnam for a while, and they thought he was dead because they found his dog tags and stuff, and so they sent a flag and everything back and had a burial for him and everything. And then come to find out he was a POW, and he came home like 2 years later when the war was over. And then on my back, I don't know if you can see it. On the back it says Tucson. Cause that's where I'm from. I love where I'm from. Oh yeah, this place is bumfuck. Yo, I love this place though. A lot more people are coming to Tucson because it's getting better, because it's a better place to live. It's cheaper, it's a lot, there's a lot more going on now than what was in like the early 2000s, 90s, where it was just crime. It was just a bunch of bum-ass people on 4th Avenue downtown harassing people, not doing anything with their lives. But now all those people are gone, and there's more people coming in that have money, that are doing stuff, that want to make Tucson better. Go figure. It's whack, but I guess that's progress.
Deuce picked him for me because he was so calm. This is Deuce, aka Deucey Momo Achocho. Yeah. This is my buddy. He's my child. He's my fur baby. He needs me as much as I need him, and he loved him. And John is very polite and sweet. He's nice. Not like I'm not used to what I'm not used to. I'm not used to that stuff at all. But then and then here we are. 2.5 years later, we've been through hell and back, and still fighting every day. And now, every day, we worry about losing our house. It's always a worry, I don't want to go back there. No, I don't. I can't. I'm too sick. When I thought this time that we were going to lose our place, I wanted to die. I have more scars in the last 3 months on my body than I've had, because I'll be sitting and watch TV and I'll just rip scab off, and I'm diabetic, and so I don't heal fast. I've been having a lot of health problems, really bad health problems lately, and so it's all kind of catching up, because our livers are bad. And I started doing heroin after I had lost my kids is when I first used. It was like a week after, so that was in 2002 in the beginning, and that lasted 10 years, off and on the last 4. Mother's Day is the worst day of the world for me. I lost 5 kids. This date took all 5 children, yes. And I did my parenting classes. I did everything but drop clean. I'm the most horrible human being in the world for doing it. And, I had used days before, and then my water broke, and then I had to go to the hospital, and it was in my system still. And, but I would have had my last 2. Stupid, again, for this man I lost everything for a man, and it's just disgusting. Yeah, I was homeless by myself. Yeah, after my husband left me. When we were homeless, I was more sober when I was homeless than at any time in my life. Weirdest thing in the world, and it's really hard to do. It was hard. You're up all the time. You're up out in the heat. Can you imagine being out in the heat 24 hours a day like that? It is so hot. You get used to it, and the parks are wonderful. The one with grass, we'd sit on the hill under one of the trees, and we just kind of move with the shade when the sun went. And that we would go during the day, and that was for years. I had did that for 3 years. When you're homeless, you realize how much the bare necessities of life matter. Those small things, homeless people are really close. They're really close. They're like family with each other. They're like, because they're out there you're going through the same things, and when people come in who are scummy and scumbags and do dirt, they get rid of them. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not a choice, but other times, it is. I had the choice to go to a shelter for a week out of a month or lose him forever. What would I choose? People are like, oh, you're stupid. No, absolutely, I'm not stupid. I feel like I'm a better person. I try to make a difference in the world and things that I say and how I act to people and how they see me, Then when I started dating him, I was happy all the time, and I'm you know what I mean? We can hang out with each other. We don't need other people. People are like, oh, you need a break. You need to get away from people. Oh, you need, we don't like breaks. We like hanging out with each other. This whole year and a half has been awesome. Like I'm just so happy, but I'm so scared to lose it every day. I'm terrified. I am, honestly. It's we would say when we first lived here, it's more stressful being here than always being homeless, right?
And my father was the only one that I could really count on. So when he died, I just felt like, if I had had heroin, I would have taken heroin just to forget the pain. But and then I was very self-destructive, then too, because I just didn't know how to deal with life without him. And so that's when I just decided I really don't care what the hell happens to me. And so that's when I started becoming asked to do things by people that I shouldn't have done, which is the counterfeiting. I started counterfeiting birth certificates for Mexicans who, they were nice enough as people that I knew, but I shouldn't have gone ahead and done things for them when I was so weak. And so I just said, fuck it, I don't care what happens to me. And then after 2 years, when I got arrested, I was like, oh, hell, maybe I should have cared what happened to me, because I didn't die and I didn't do anything to myself, and here I am going to prison. But when you're in prison, there is a certain set of rules. Like, you can have a snack, you can have a choice of snacks at 5 o'clock, you can have another one at 7. They count your head count at 9, They open the doors at 4 o'clock in the morning for you to go to chow hall. You know what I'm saying? There's all these things, systems, people moving systems. And when you're in prison, you're really free. You know that? You're free. You don't have to worry about going to prison because you're already in prison. That's the main relaxing factor about prison. It's like, they can't put us in prison because we're already in prison. So no matter what we do, we may get another month of doing something or other. I did something, I got another month. And, you may do something and you may have to put up with a little bit more prison time, but you're not going to get threatened with prison. They threaten you with the free world, I'm like, I don't know if the free world is worth this bullshit. I'd rather just be in prison. But you come out here and you bust somebody in the face because they step in front of you at the bank or something, well, then you got to go back to prison again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, fuck it. Why not just go back to prison anyway? And I'd be free. But the thing is that when you get so tired of society, there's so much bullshit out here. Just because I probably don't even look normal, but just because some guy looks normal, doesn't mean you can tell him, you know what, fuck you. Everybody's like, oh, he looks normal. Let's just keep treating him like shit. One day he wasn't normal. He went and killed 9 people, And so now he's in prison. So he's in prison. So now he can relax because he's already in prison. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a weird thing. So yeah, I was going to go kill everybody I could get my hands on and just say, fuck it. If they kill me at the post office, they did. Now, why the post office? I don't know. Why not run around and try to kill the 56 people that I had on my list that had pissed me off? Well, because I couldn't get around to all of them. I knew I was going to get stopped in traffic or something. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck them. I'll just go back to prison anyway. And this is the way I'm going to do it. So I had an Uzi right here, and I just was like, I could already feel me unloading that gun. I could feel the people falling. So far I've been out of prison since 1983, and that's a long time, but I have physically had to stay isolated, stay busy, stay calm, stay disciplined. The hardest thing to do is to keep that discipline. I mean, I've had people spit in my face when they were throwing me out of my house, in Dallas. They spit in my face and they had a camera right there so they could film me going crazy on them. Fuck you, you're not worth it. I let them take the house. I've lost everything. And what I have now, I have because of discipline. when I had to go to prison, I was like, fuck, how am I going to do this? But I was really lucky. I only had a 3-year sentence. And I thought, for 3 years, I'm going to act like I'm a journalist on assignment, But after 7 months, I was like, oh, fuck, it got to me, And I just could not treat it like that anymore. That's why I never have written about it, because it was too, it happens to you, And then you're like, fuck, I'm fucked up forever. I want to pay taxes, I want to I want to have a married life. I want to have a family, I just want to forget about all that, But I want to help other people so they don't have to go through that.
Yeah, the gym is my sanctuary. It's like there I gotta be who I am. And when I'm in that gym, it's just like it don't matter because no one thinks the same. Everyone's on that same goal that I am. But as soon as I walk out that door, it's just like, all right, does that person think I killed? Oh man, or oh damn, does that person think I'm still a drug addict? Like all these mistakes that I made, I still have to live with. I've had those chances where my life, I should have learned from that lessons. I should have learned, but I didn't. Man, I don't ever want to go through those things again, man. Growing up, it's just like I didn't know how to talk about my feelings. I could not talk to save my life. What I did know is I could take a beating. Doesn't matter who it is, because my mom. I was used to if I messed up, my mom wasn't gonna hold back. She was, te voy a pegar. Whatever she could get her hands on, she would hit me. This day's kind of like, when you get that day that everyone dreads, and it doesn't hit you, like you don't worry about, but when you realize what day it is, you're like, oh. I remember my brother always saying he was gonna put the family on the map, and in a weird way he is. Let's be honest. It's not that I'm the fighter. It's good, but it's the story that people want to hear. We were gonna go do a barbecue at Justin and Dustin's house. My mom let me drive, so then he gets on top of the hood, and I back out because it was right here, and I just remember putting it in, and then he gets on top again, and it's like, so here's the car, and it's like a little RAV4, and he hops on like this side, and I'm right here, and I'm like, stop playing, and I stall, and I go, and he just slips under, and it felt so slow motion, but it probably went by so quick. It falls, boom, and I just remember it just like stuck, like something like just grabs you, and the car's not moving. I don't know what to do, so then I just put it first, and go forward, and and then he just gets up like nothing, and runs around the car, and I just remember it falling in my hand. I try to delete this out of my, cause we had a Mexican babysitter living over here that would take care of us, like a nanny, you would say. Well, when you're with someone so much, you love, and there'd be times where we would all sleep on the same bed, and get a little too touchy. But she made it seem like it was nothing bad. I love my brother, so I swim with my brother naked. It's like, so, but she would make us touch each other and touch her, and there was times where I knew it wasn't right now, because I was getting it, but I cared so much about my family, and so I just act like it. I just act like it didn't happen. That's what I did my whole life. I did that with a lot of things, you know? It's like, because it was always got to keep it secret. That's what I was raised. I still remember my sperm donor dad telling me, you know, son, if I tell you if it's going to rain tomorrow, you don't tell nobody. This is between me and you. All right, cool, you know? I don't want to be a snitch. Nah, man. Because now, look, like, that's not the type of person you're supposed to be. I got hurt before one of my fights, and I didn't want to pull out, so I got these little Vikings painkillers. But these painkillers were like, now I know how to tell you pain, because it's not just, oh, I burnt my leg. It takes away all the pain. And I was able to, in my head, focus more on wrestling or all this stuff, and I didn't have to worry about like my brother or anything like that, like getting molested. Like, this was like, I finally found something to erase everything. That's what made me go drive the car to meet with my dealer. Maybe a mile or at the four-way, I go straight. I see a dog, coyote, right in front of me. I swerve, hit the pothole, I lose control. And this tells you how bad the opiates addiction is for you, because, you know, most people would crash and call the ambulance and go, but not. I crashed, I got off, I was like, all right, cool, nothing, it's just my truck. Boom. Go to Valero, meet the dealer. The next day I find out that, you know, they have all this blocked off. My dealer's the one that tells me, hey, where you crashed, they got it. Someone got killed. And I told him, I don't know what happened. I don't know. I just crashed. Like, I didn't see nothing. Jacob Wyckoff, he was the victim. I'm not gonna make up lies, because when you make up lies, you gotta remember those lies. And I get hit in the head, so I can't remember anything. And I already have dyslexic problems, so, you know, the secrets inside, they boiled up, and it's just like, why do I have to keep all these bad secrets? Why is it me? Why? And then everyone else gets the good stuff. I want to be that kid that, yeah, I'm with Andy. Yeah, he's actually doing really good.
I have a list of things that I want. You know, usually they come pretty easy these days. This has to be American made, and I like to trade. I don't want anything new. The old stuff is better. Always, always, always. I just move it from point A to point B and find the person somehow. It always works out like that. And it's pretty glorious just to give things to people that they're going to cherish, especially when somebody else didn't want it, which is just sad. Throw it away and get a new one from China. I usually put all the found stuff outside, kind of leave it out there, let the ghosts get off of it or whatever. And when I bring it in here, it's clean. I just listen. I don't know why or where it started when it started, and every time I ask a question about it, it's like challenging the universe, and then the universe will do something and be like, oh yeah, take this. Like, I wanted some boots like this, and I was with a friend, and we went to a couple places to look for them, and to look for whatever we were looking for, and I said to him in the car, I said, yeah, I wanted some fringy boots. I said, that's really pushing it, isn't it? The universe isn't going to give me that. One. Then the universe laughed and gave me one. It was my size. I looked for hours for the second one, but it was not there. Of course not. I doubted. You can't doubt. The sadder I got and the more I felt like I was thrown away, the more comfortable I felt. It's pretty honorable out there in the universe by the dumpsters. Like there's certain people that are out certain times, certain areas, like they live not so far from there in the washes or whatever. And I like to make sure they're okay. They're cool guys. They know that there's things that they know I don't like the same things they like. So if they see me, they will show me stuff that's like brass, or, you know, they'll get $5 for something and I'll give them $25 for it. Because I don't do it by the weight, you know. I want them to have the money anyway, and they're kind of scandalous at the recycle places. So, you know, they're always really cool to me, like help me move things that I necessarily might not be able to move on my own, even though I make it happen no matter what. It's definitely the streets. The rules are definite. It's a do unto other situation, and that's how everyone acts. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody follows the code out there, you know, the code of you found it, it's yours, it's your space, you know, while you're in it. And you don't mistreat that. And then everybody is really cool. All the homeless people are not homeless, or the artists, or there are not a lot of artists out there. I don't think they're mostly very hardcore in the art world these days. Yeah, it's respect. There's respect out there. You know, my dog, they even respect my dog. And I respect theirs. If you're in an alley or at a dumpster or someplace where they throw things away or put things on the side of a dumpster or clearly at the trash, and you go there, you take what you want and you don't leave other things out for somebody else to clean up. It's disrespectful, and that's what causes the problems. If you go there, clean it up, make it better than when you got there, they're never going to care that you come. And even some of them will start to call you. Like when I first started, I used to worry that I couldn't get out of those dumpsters. Now I can just do it like a pole vault. Jump in, jump out. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll get in. It's cool. It's a good workout, no doubt. I think they call it free running. The desert is magic. I mean, yeah, we spent every waking moment that we could to cruise out, you know, even growing up out into the desert. I mean, like back then, the cops were cool even, you know, you'd be out there drinking, doing whatever you're doing, and they'd come out and catch you. And instead of getting you in trouble, they would take your keys and just go like this. I guess when you find those, you'll be sober. See you guys later. That was it. No, I mean, the punishment should fit the crime. You've got to find your keys out in the desert. And you did. And nothing bad happened. Yeah. It's weird how it's so different now. Like nothing fits.
Well, I see you walking backward, then your and we'll get